What's up, yellow little faith, and welcome to Season 2, Episode 18 of the Fagnostic Podcast. I'm your hostess, not your Moses, Matt Hayes, and if I'm still giving you episodes, it means that I'm still looking for peace in the unknown. Y'all, if you follow anything about my life, you'll know today's guest. Daniel Robaire is one of my dearest friends. We met when we played husbands and fathers on an episode of Jane the Virgin back in 2017. Our characters were literally named Upset Dad Number 1 and Upset Dad Number 2, hence the title of this episode. Anyway, we hit it off and have been close ever since. He also played my husband in my multi-award winning film Cognitive that swept the festival circuit and, in a roundabout way, led me to doing this podcast. Daniel is a fabulous and hilarious actor, but during COVID, like everyone else, we lost our industry. As creatives, we went crazy because we didn't have anything anywhere to express our inner creative. Daniel literally picked up a paintbrush for the first time during the very early days of lockdown, and he's now a renowned watercolor artist known as Robert Maurice, specializing in male nudes. He of course does other subjects, but his homoerotic artwork is absolutely incredible. In this episode, you'll hear all about how he got started in discovering his hidden talent and how it informs his relationship with his other artistic endeavors. This guy, for better or for worse, is family. I love him dearly, and I'm so excited for you to get to know him better as well. Welcome to the show, my forever upset dad, Daniel Robaire. Daniel, everyone has been waiting for this episode, I'm sure.
On pins and needles, no question.
Pins and needles. Tell me, are you a believer?
Yes, I am a believer. You're telling me to continue talking.
Yes.
I wasn't going to just leave it there. Yeah, I'm a believer. I believe in some higher power. And
Okay.
I'll leave it at that.
Okay. We love an ellipse, so we'll get back to that.
Yeah.
Put a pin in it. Tell me, identify your pronouns.
He, him, his.
Thank you. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, which if any of you follow either one of us, you do know, we've been friends for years now, since 2017, I think. And since then, I have been adopted into the family.
Definitely.
Thankfully. But we met on a little show called Jane the Virgin. We played Upset Dad Number 1 and Upset Dad Number 2. But thank God we did, because, you've truly become one of the most important people in my life in this city and in this chapter of my life. And, I joke, but your family is my family. Like, I long for holiday family drama that I don't get.
Well,
so thank you.
The feeling is mutual for sure for myself and my family, who have welcomed you with open arms.
Well, and then after that, as a result, just us staying close, you so graciously offered your gifts as an actor to my film Cognitive, and we got lots of attention from that. But I put you in that role partly because of your Jewish background, and I wanted that to kind of be a subtle conversation happening in the film. But tell me, so you grew up in LA and Jewish.
Yeah.
So what was that like in terms of like knowing that that's normal here to grow up Jewish in LA? I know there's a large Jewish population here, but for me, I didn't know a Jew till middle school. And he was my band director, and he moved to Jerusalem for Y2K. So even in college, I maybe knew a couple of people of the Jewish faith. There was not a synagogue in my hometown. There was not a synagogue in my college town. And so when I moved here, and just to be surrounded by Judaism everywhere, it was just so much more expansive in terms of like, oh, this is normal. Because to me, it was just like an other. Does it make sense?
Yeah, I felt the same way about Christian people.
Right. So tell me, to go into that though, like.
Well, there's not too much to go into. I grew up I was born in West Hollywood, which, as you just described, has plenty of Jewish people.
That's why he's gay. It's in the water.
And when I was like 7 years old or so, my family moved to the suburbs, which have become much less suburban now, but, Westlake Village, Agora Hills, which is kind of the, bougier, financially comfortable, kind of suburban area of Los Angeles. And I don't know, like for me, religion was not ever something I thought twice about. Like It was a tradition in my family and upbringing, but it was not a part of my day-to-day. And I had a lot of Jewish friends and a lot of non-Jewish friends, but religion was never the thread that brought us together.
Right. So did it inform your day-to-day?
No.
It's so interesting.
No. It informed... I felt completely normal, and it wasn't anything that I thought about. Being gay was something that informed my day-to-day. Right. Being teased for being gay was something that informed my day-to-day. You know, but...
You were teased for being gay in LA?
Yeah.
Wow. See, I think someone from the outside just assumes, like, this big old liberal city is, like...
Right, but I mean, like, sorry to cut you off, but isn't that the same thing, like, that we assume about, like, Democrats and Republicans or about the country, and that's absolutely not the case. Like, we see racism alive and well in 2022, homophobia, transphobia, all of these phobias.
Yes.
So, like, just because we think, you know, we assume something, for sure does not mean it's the case. And, like, any place with human beings, there are always going to be people who are against the underdog.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And so as a gay person, I felt like the underdog. As the Jewish person, I never felt like the underdog or the big dog.
Right.
It just was part of who I was. That's I grew up knowing that I was going to have a bar mitzvah when I was 13.
Right.
I was in Hebrew school, like, in the way that all other liberal Jewish people go to Hebrew school, you know, Sunday school, blah, blah,
blah. But in that, like, how, because so much of being brought up in a Christian faith is about preparing for the afterlife. From day one, you were in need of a savior, you are fallen, you are sinful, and so you need someone, Jesus, to save you in order for you to have an afterlife that's not in hell.
Okay.
So that's, I mean, it's around you 24/7 all the time. But for you, I mean, even being involved in Hebrew school and temple, like, what's the purpose of Jewish instruction?
To prepare yourself for your bar mitzvah.
But not for the afterlife.
There's never been talk of the afterlife in my entire life. I've never heard. I couldn't tell you right now, other than the fact that I know it's not about hell and Jesus and burning and dying for your sins or repenting for your sins. That much I can tell you. It's not.
So in prep for your bar mitzvah, what is so special about that occasion? That, I mean, I know
because
that
go ahead.
I know that it's a declaration of manhood, of womanhood, if it's bat mitzvah. But, like, why is it so important to prepare for that? To spend 13 years to prepare for that?
Same reason it's so important for you to prepare for the afterlife in your religion.
But
because that's what it's about. It's about evolving in the formative years, and for Judaism it's 13, which makes no sense because 13 is a freaking child, as we know at this point. But, you know, in the bigger picture, whatever, there are always going to be archaic perspectives in religion. And I think, I mean, at least for me, it was always that, you know, this is a really special thing that you get to work towards, and you have to put in work to reap the benefits, which as a 12-year-old, it's money and checks and a big party with a theme, and all my friends get to come.
What was your theme?
Saxophone.
Was it really?
Yes.
Did you play?
Yeah, of course I did. I played the saxophone, and I entered my bar mitzvah party
playing the saxophone. Shut up.
Walking through the tent with Jamie Abersol, which is like a very well-known like guy who created all of these like tracks basically to go along with any song for any instrument, where they take the melody out and play, you know, then the rest of the band is there, and then you get to play along with it. So my entrance was Watermelon Man, the song Watermelon Man, and it began with me hiding in a corner so no one could see me. I did a quick change between the service and the party, because my service and party were in the evening. A lot of them are, the service will be in the morning, and then you come back for the party in the evening, or it's like a luncheon. But we did what's called a Havdalah service, which is a nighttime service where you light candles and all that stuff. So I was hiding out in the corner waiting for my cue, which was the track playing, and every track starts out with his voice going, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's what played over the speaker, and then I entered while playing, and I wore a black vest that my mom had custom made that had gold music notes all over it.
Oh my God.
But I was straight then, obviously. So
if you don't wear that to next Passover,
I want to be honest, like if it existed, which it doesn't, if it existed, I don't know that my arm would fit through the armhole at this point in my waistline journey.
Oh my God. That is, Are there pictures?
Of course.
Okay, make sure
I'm
you
pulling
send
up
them.
right now. I want your audience to hear your reaction.
Okay, because I will also post this when I post this.
Definitely. I'm surprised
image.
I haven't shown you this picture
So
yet.
find it and we'll keep going.
Mm-hmm.
But
Don't worry, I don't need to dig too hard.
why is it so readily available? He
Because
just
everybody, it's in my favorites, obiously. People ask all the
Daniel,
time.
it's the present.
The
Y'all,
pose.
wait. By the time that you hear about this photo, you will have been able to see it in the swiping on Instagram. Don't forget.
Anyway,
But
we digress.
But with that, but with your preparing for your bar mitzvah, did it inform how you engaged with the divine? Did you trust the historical lore that was told to you and think this is all factual, historical?
No, because my upbringing around Judaism had nothing to do with the Lord. It's not something.
No, but not the Lord, the divine.
I know what you're talking about. God, God is referenced, and again, I'm speaking from my own experience, which
Right.
I am very aware was not everybody else's. So take it with a grain of salt. But nothing. God was never held over my head.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Just never. Still isn't, frankly.
Never used as a punishment, be good, or the devil will get you.
No, that doesn't exist in Judaism. There's no devil. That's not something we talk about.
I know, it's
So,
fascinating.
no, definitely not. But even more on a simpler note, it just wasn't. The reference to God was, if you were reading the Torah or learning about the teachings and and it was and the Lord said, it's the Bible is the Bible,
Mm-hmm.
and but it was never used as a threat or what will God think? As if there was this entity watching down over me.
Right.
That was not the implication ever with regards to God for me. Growing up, to this day even, I don't think about it too often anymore, but I had such a clear, I think everybody does, but this image I conjured up in my mind of who God was. It was a man, a person, in my imagination. And I still have the image so clearly. And it's so weird because it's like a Disney cartoon almost.
Right.
This God. It's like a little person that floats around and has a blue cape and a really big nose and a gray bob.
Yes,
I don't know where this came from.
from.
But from my childhood until now's adulthood, if I think of the image of God, that's in my mind what it is. It's like a cartoon.
But in your post bar mitzvah years, going into high school, into college, and then into adulthood, did you what spiritual entity would you look to in times of stress? Would it be the God of your teaching?
No, I didn't. I wasn't trained to look to spiritual entities. It was as an adult that I started. Porter, shut up. It was.
We're busy.
It was as an adult that I started to evolve spiritually and develop a relationship with, spirit.
Right.
So as a kid, that wasn't a thought in my mind because the guilt was never instilled. So I wasn't
What's
naturally.
that to not have guilt just for being alive.
Well, I had Jewish guilt for eating too much.
Oh yeah,
and
you
for
do have that.
not calling my grandparents enough, and for not, all that stuff. So there's plenty of guilt that I deal with.
But what's the punishment for not acting on guilt?
I'm sorry, I don't understand the question.
Guilt could be released in the Christian faith for being aware of it to a point of saying, I apologize for acting this way or not doing this. If there's guilt being held over your head for you, what was the punishment if you didn't release it?
There's no punishment for guilt.
So you just live with it.
No, you realize why you shouldn't feel guilty. And if you feel guilty for a good reason, like you killed someone, then you have to fucking make it right or apologize. And that's a very, sorry, I killed your friend. But, not really in regards to murder, but, in general, we're talking about things, what sort of things made you feel guilty as a kid? For me, I don't know that I felt much guilt. I wasn't
lusting after my youth pastor. I don't know.
See, I didn't feel guilt around wanting, knowing that I was gay but not being out.
But it was always supportive. If you from your parents knew that if you were this way, it would be okay.
No, I didn't know that until I came out. But I think deep down inside I knew that. My parents had never given me a reason to think that they were going to run away from me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was raised always with the idea and the knowledge that my parents will always be there for me no matter what. And they constantly told me that and constantly reminded me that.
Whether it's because you're gay or because you made a bad mistake or
whatever,
had a wreck or whatever.
Or, you know, today it translates. I mean, I was just having this conversation with you before we started recording about how my finances are feeling a little bit insecure right now. Guess who I'm going to turn to for some help?
What's your Venmo, just in case there's an eager listener?
Oh my gosh, stop. At Daniel Robert.
You never know.
Yeah, go ahead, send away. I will, thank you. But truthfully, you know, who am I going to turn to? I'm almost 40 now, mom and dad, because I was raised with, even despite any shame or guilt, right? Perfect example. I feel very guilty that I've racked up some debt again.
Interesting.
I feel very guilty today, right now, while I'm sitting here. But I'm not going to lose sleep over it.
Right.
And I'm not going to apologize to God for it either.
Right.
What I do know is that I shouldn't feel guilt around it. I do, and I know that it's a function of my own doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying, like, we create that feeling of guilt because we're raised to believe a certain thing.
Right.
So for me, I was always raised with this idea of I'm so spoiled. I mean, that's the negative. But my relationship with money today comes from this idea of, like, do you know how lucky you are? You know, when I was being a spoiled brat, because I didn't know how lucky I was. Because I grew up in Agora Hills.
Was that just Jody just now?
Yeah, that was Jody. That's my mom. Yeah. But anyway, so my guilt revolves around things like that. Like, how am I not, you know, how am I still not, like, above water with money or whatever? Like, but again, that guilt to me is not something that has anything to do with religion or God or death.
Yeah. So interesting. I cannot fathom that being reality. So who do you like?
But surely you've talked to other people with my perspective, right? I'm not the only person.
Yes, but every time I hear it, it's just because no matter how far removed from toxic religion or Christianity as I am or try to be,
right? It still
is like, because it's from your cognitive years. Call back to cognitive. Thank you. Available on Amazon Prime. No, but no matter, it's such important years of being formed that it is deconstruction is the most difficult, lengthy process an individual can go through, I think, in terms of coming to grips and reconciling with whatever faith was presented to you. But in your evolved spirituality, you mentioned that wasn't until later in life. Like, are you now in a place where, like, when you have stress or guilt, there is some sense of a higher power, not to, like, you know, quote AA, or is there some sense of, like, a collaborative, divine spirit that you feel connected to in a way that gets you through stress? Does it make sense?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and the answer is yes. But it's not God.
Right.
Maybe it's God. I don't know. It's
or whatever that is.
But it's not a religious God. It's like the same thing that governs, in my opinion, you and your dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make a
Porter
difference.
is actually my God.
Oh, that might be the problem. But what I'm saying is, yes, absolutely. But I've also, you know, my brothers do not have that.
Really?
David and Julian are not. I mean, maybe they do, but I wouldn't know.
Right.
My mom does, absolutely.
Yeah,
she and I share a very similar outlook. But this was not something she raised me to believe. This is something that I taught myself as an adult.
Did you teach her? Or did she...
Nope, she's always had it, but it just wasn't. She's also evolved.
Yeah.
At the same pace as me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because she was in a marriage to my dad for so long and divorced him just before I graduated high school. And that's when she started expanding her mind a little bit.
And just so y'all know, Jody has taught me. Jody's been a big part of my spiritual healing, I think, too. Just because because I get to go to all your family's holiday celebrations, and she gets so irritated with y'all because y'all don't take it as seriously as she wants to. But like it is so, her appreciation for history and culture, tradition.
It's really that.
Yes, and it's so beautiful, and I love how it just doesn't inspire fear or hatred or pain. It inspires, like, faith, family, like, love, appreciation,
connection.
Yes. So you have a gay brother, but I thought he came out before you did.
No.
Oh, you paved the way.
He came out after I did because
Good.
He's a decade younger than me.
I'm sure that pains him that you took it first.
Well, you know, I have to win a couple of the battles.
Well, you do.
But yeah, Julian, my brother, came out when he was like 12, which means I was...
Can you imagine?
Like 21 or something.
Wow.
Or you know what, even early,
Yeah.
I mean, 12, 20, 21, I guess.
Were you like, God damn it, did you take my thunder?
Honestly, I was not happy about it. Because of that reason, a little bit. It felt a little bit like that was my thing, you little fucking bitch.
And
oh my God, religious podcast said fuck and bitch.
Oh no, we say fuck and bitch all the time.
Good.
Yeah, we talk.
But also because I didn't feel comfortable with him being gay at age 12. For me,
interesting.
When I was
it because you had spent an additional 10 years trying to?
Mm-hmm.
That's so
it had
wild.
a lot to do with that. It also had to do with Julian came out at a time where he, I feel like, was struggling socially in school. He was younger, obviously, imagine 12, right? And was having issues, like behavioral issues that, of course, he's forgive me if you're listening to this, Julian, but obviously
he won't.
he's fantastic and, gotten over all of those things. But as a kid, dealing with my parents' divorce and all that, this caused some things to happen emotionally for him at that age in those formative years. And I took him coming out as like almost he was lashing out, like it was too soon and he didn't even know what he was talking about.
Right.
But of course I was supportive.
Like you're 12, can you even get a boner then? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure you can. But meanwhile, I was over there at 21 feeling like I was 12 because I had just come out and trying to find myself in the world and had just graduated college and all those things. So.
Right.
But yes, I have a gay brother and he's fantastic. I adore him.
And just so you know, Daniel, this is his first podcast.
I also have a straight brother.
Yeah.
Sorry, they're not as important, but I want to make sure people
straight people don't matter.
But my mom isn't just popping out the fact.
Right. She's been an ally for as long as she can remember. No, but this is your first podcast.
Yeah, I've never done a podcast.
It makes no sense to me because you are nothing but personality, and so why would you not have Daniel Robaire as a guest on your podcast?
I mean, your guess is as good as mine, and my Instagram handle is the same as my Venmo, so reach out.
Does your spiritual engagement impact your career in entertainment, or does it impact because I want to get into your art next as well. How does the spirit world inform or impact your artistic life?
Well, so much now. I mean, more and more. We can work backwards. I know you want to get into the artwork I make, which I'm a painter. But I mean, if we work as recent as now, we can say, I mean, I'm literally designing a tarot deck. And as far as I'm concerned, that is as spiritual as being Jewish for me at this point.
Right.
Like they're one and the same, despite one being a religion, quote, quote, and one not. So as an adult now, spirit and spirit world and the higher power and all of that stuff play a big role in how I look at things. I don't know that I would be continuing to pursue acting if I didn't have some sense of spirituality.
Yeah.
Because as we all know, it's a lot more no's than yeses and a lot of disappointments. And I think one has to have a plan for experiencing that and not letting it ruin their day, week, month, year life.
Yep.
And I know a lot of people who claim to be in that world, but really, really get deterred very easily and very quickly and lose sleep and energy and positivity as a result of those no's.
Yes.
And that's human nature, right? Like we get beat down, you got to get back up, but you also have to take the beating a little bit, right?
That's that song. I get knocked down, I get up again.
Right.
I never want
that one. That's the one.
We don't have music clearance for this show, so we can only sing so many words of a song.
But anyway, yes, I think, for me at least, I always look to a higher energy. I talk to this. I mean, I talk to myself. I talk out loud. But I would imagine it's one man's prayer is another man's whatever. I don't say I pray, but I don't see what the difference is if you're going to kneel by your bed and say, "Please God, give me this, that, and the other thing," and I'm going to sit on my couch and say, "Can I please get the next?" or whatever. You know what I mean? It doesn't. Whatever you want to call it, it doesn't matter. But I definitely.
But that's hit on that because it is like I think people that live alone also do have a tendency to talk to ourselves out loud because nobody else is talking to us in our home. But the more that I evolve spiritually, the more that I do feel like I shouldn't say if there's a God anymore. I do believe that there's a divinity out there, but I think it's us. It's this conversation. So like that's where, I mean, when I talk out loud, it could be considered prayer, or it could be considered engagement with the divine. That's kind of where I am now with my spirituality, because I do, you can ask Porter, I talk out loud to myself a lot. And to the point where this past weekend, me and my best friend Brittany went to the desert for a few days, and I caught myself talking out loud with her around me, and then I'd be like, oh God, she thinks I'm crazy, because I'm talking out loud to myself. Cool. So during COVID, when our entire industry was shut down, you picked up a paintbrush for the first time. Carry on.
Well, just before COVID happened, I was roaming the aisles at Target for nonsense stuff, and I happened to walk through the art aisle, and I was attracted, very much so, to a little box of watercolor paints, which I don't know that I've ever had watercolor paints specifically. I mean, and you say, I mean, I have no training at all, but, you know, I'm an artistic person. I've always called myself an artist, whether it was in reference to being a musician when I was in,
right,
bar mitzvah age and thinking I was going to be a big jazz musician like my brother wound up becoming, or being in plays or doing comedy or whatever. It's all creativity and it's all art. So I've always considered myself an artist in that regard. I was walking through Target. I saw this cute little box of watercolors, and I bought it, and it was like nothing. It was like $20, maybe less. It was just cute. It was in a little wooden box, totally plain wood, little latch, opened it up, and it was like 24 little square, pre-poured pallets of watercolor paint. This was before the pandemic. I like to get stoned at night, and sometimes that sort of thing I'm into it, like, colors and creating, but with no thought behind it. So I started just messing around with these paints as something fun to do, and I wasn't painting anything. I was like taking the orange and making a big puddle of watercolor paint and making a splatter on it, then taking the blue and putting it right up against the orange and watching how it, bled into the orange, right, with my stone brain going like, that's so pretty, right? But it was that and that only, simply just a thing to do. And then the pandemic happened, and I had been working in a restaurant, 5 nights a week, and trying to make ends meet. Is he going to do that during the rest of our session? Great. Okay, sorry, everybody.
Porter knows that during the day he can't play because I'm working, so this time on, this is his time. So we're actually intruding in his
Okay, well, sorry, Porter. We'll be done shortly. Anyway, so I picked up the paints, I got the paints, pandemic happened, restaurant shut down, I was left with unemployment income and nothing to do. Now, prior to this, for a couple of years, I had started getting tattoos on my leg. As you know, I have a lot of tattoos on my leg, and they're all from different artists, and most are from queer artists by choice. The first tattoo I got was this incredible...
we don't support straight people, just, I don't know if that was clear or not, but we don't.
When we can avoid it.
Right.
Anyway, quick shout out to Girl New York, who's like the most amazing tattoo artist and has blown up insanely since I saw her. I don't know if I'll ever be able to see her again, but
Porter.
It's at Girl New York with Knew.
Oh, cute.
Okay, so Girl New York. Okay, so she's an incredible tattoo artist, queer, wonderful. Saw her, she gave me my first tattoo, and it was
Which one was your first?
This guy.
Oh, yes.
So it's a nude guy. It's a very kind of abstract line drawing.
So many since I've even seen you last. God.
We had a drink last night, so that's a lie, but that's fine.
Yeah, but I wasn't checking out your legs.
You weren't?
No.
I'm always checking out yours.
Thank you.
Oh my god. They're thick, guys. And growing. Anyway, so anywho, the point of this is that I started getting tattoos. I got the first and I thought, oh, I'm obsessed already, like everybody says. Yeah. So I started searching for new queer artists, tattoo artists on Instagram to see who was going to do my next one.
Right.
In this search, subsequently, I started finding other artists that weren't tattoo artists that also were queer and making similar artwork to my tattoos, but on paper and canvases and stuff. So that sort of got my juices flowing as far as being interested in the queer art world. Then COVID hit, had the watercolors from Target already, and God, I don't know. I mean, I almost want to say the rest is history, but it's not.
But it's true. I mean, you literally just started being like, hey, look what I painted. And we're like, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. Well, I sat for an artist, okay? So what happened was the day COVID happened, and the first day I had with no restaurant, I was on Instagram messing around, and I found this artist,
So like day 2 of the pandemic, like March 14th?
Like day 1, yeah, like the day after the restaurant closed.
Oh my God.
And I found this artist, Evan Turk, whose Instagram is j.carino, C-A-R-I-N-O.
Oh, I love him. I follow him.
He's incredible. He's incredible. Please, everybody go look and follow. I reached out to him via DM, and I told him how spectacular I thought his work was and how inspiring. And we started chatting, and I thought, oh, this is so cool. He's talking to me. But he's, of course, in the same boat. He's going, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. We're all shut down. One thing leads to another. He says, I'm so used to painting guys in person, drawing guys in person. I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to have to go to Skype. Skype. This was before even Zoom. This was like a month before anybody really knew what Zoom was. Right. And he goes, by the end of our conversation, he goes, you have anything to do today? By any chance, you want to be my first attempt at a Skype model? And I was like, pants dropped immediately. I was like, no problem. So I set up in my kitchen where I do my self-tapes usually. I pulled down my backdrop and a stool, and I set up my computer with Skype facing me, and we continued for like another hour. I got naked, which felt very liberating and also nerve-wracking, but also like, I was like, the world's ending. Who cares?
We're actually naked right now.
We're not. I am. So, yeah, that was it. And so he did these incredible sketches of me, and he actually gifted me one that day, which was so awesome. He sent it to me. It was amazing.
Oh, wow.
I have it in my bedroom. But during our conversation, he asked, I don't know, I just remember lying to him at one point and saying that I was a painter, too. Looking at the watercolors on my desk, just thinking like, I mean, I kind of am. Like, I've been putting paint on a paper. So I said, yeah, I like to paint, too, sometimes. And when I hung up with him, I thought, I'm going to try to actually paint something, like a thing, and I was like all horny and turned on because like I'd been naked and it was like hot. So I literally went online. I looked I was like, what's the hottest thing? For me, of course, I'm Googling like large dick hanging out of gym shorts. Because like, I don't know, we each got our own thing. And naturally, I found tons of those images. I picked one. I tried to draw it. It was mediocre, but I got the shape. And then I said, let me try to paint it. I painted it. And that's literally probably the first post on my Instagram page. That night I created the Instagram page, which is Robert Maurice Art, which is my pseudonym that I work under with my erotic art, my homoerotic art. I decided to make an Instagram page and start posting the stupid things. I mean, at that time I felt that they were stupid, but the little doodles and drawings that I was making, and started connecting with that world. And suddenly, you know, as it happens, the likes and the follows started coming in, and then suddenly somebody said, hey, do you do commissions? And I thought to myself, like,
yes,
I don't do commissions. Like, I'm just sitting here, and it's, you know, again, everything felt possible in a weird way that it didn't, that it never has, and maybe never will, because there was a true collective experience of not being able to do anything, like not allowed. You know, add to that, right, like the George Floyd thing that happened. Remember? Do you remember in LA? I know this wasn't everywhere, but like there were riots on my street. Do you
Mine
remember?
too.
I mean, on my street.
I could look out and see burning buildings.
And then there were those nights where they were like, curfew, like have to be in at 7 p.m. No one could be out. You know, like, shit like that.
I know.
We were living in twilight zone in LA here.
I don't think that people who don't live in major markets understand like what a time to be alive that was. Like, for better or for worse. Like, and I don't think that it would have happened had COVID not been happening simultaneously.
No, not at all.
But it was, I mean,
the only reason people could riot was because they weren't working.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like a whole thing.
Yeah.
It was crazy. But so that's really the story of how I started painting. And yeah, the first person, I mean, I don't know, a couple weeks later, I just thought to myself, like, I'm seeing the paintings that people are commissioning because they're posting it.
Right.
Like, this shit is ugly. And I've already painted things that, at least aesthetically, I look at it and I go, I'd rather hang that on my wall than what he just bought.
Right.
So I started, you know, someone says, do you do commissions? I said, yeah, how much? I said, $120. Like, even with, like, feeling guilt, you want to talk about guilt, that's the sort of guilt I feel.
Yeah.
I'm going, am I even qualified to be charging for this service?
Yep.
And now, you know, I just did a commission for $650.
That's incredible.
And then it's only been 2 years or 2.5 years.
Something you just said kind of resonated with me. Last night I got really stoned, and when I get stoned, it's intentional to, like, open up something that I'm blocking or something that I'm just not, you know, like it's something I want to be able to deal with whatever, like I'm preventing myself from understanding. And last night I've been having a lot of guilt around my art creation. And last night, and despite the fact that people come to me for resources.
Are you saying guilt around perhaps I'm not saying
the monetization?
that you're charging for something that you're doing.
That I'm charging for coaching, that I'm charging for helping other people navigate art.
I relate to that as well. Same thing.
But I had this thought last night, and so whenever I have stoned thoughts, I email myself so I can like reflect the next day.
Oh boy.
And so last night I just wrote to myself, I've got to stop apologizing for what I know and what I'm good at. And we do that. Like I think as artists too, like son.
You guys, I do want to just take a quick moment to let you all know that Matt gave his dog a treat before we started, and when he handed it to the dog, without knowing that I was even watching, this wasn't for me, this was for him, he looked at the dog, handed him the treat, and said, "Here you go, you want your iPad?" And
his ears just perked.
Yeah, well...
So it's like those bad moms that are driving minivans when their kids are like doing whatever. They'll just play with your iPad, son.
Right.
And that's what, when I'm doing things, I give Porter his iPad, which is a bully stick.
Yeah, totally normal. Okay, back to me. Wait, sorry. So you emailed yourself what? You have to stop apologizing.
I have got to stop apologizing for what I know and what I'm good at.
Yeah.
And I think that, why do we do that?
Well, bro, because we're vulnerable artists.
Because we're vulnerable
artists. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's literally, there is no other, I promise you, there's not a real estate agent who's having these thoughts.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's because what we do is created from nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's coaching, whether it's acting, whether it's painting.
In a way that is unlike any other profession as well.
Yeah, but I'll tell you that, like, from the painter perspective, from the visual arts perspective, I've seen so many, because now I have this, fairly substantial following on Instagram, and I follow a ton of really amazing artists who are way ahead of me. And one of the most common things I see is this idea where people say online, whether it's a meme or a video or whatever, but it's like, charge whatever the fuck you want to charge for your work.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody can tell you what your work is worth except for you.
Yep.
And if it takes me 1 minute to make and I decide I want to charge $1,000 for it, that is my prerogative. And if nobody buys it, that's on them.
Yep.
But there's this world as artists on Instagram, and it happens to me all the time, and I know anybody listening who's doing something like this as well will relate. I get DMs all the time of people reaching out with a picture of their... In my case, we haven't really gone into what I paint, but I paint a lot of nude men.
Right.
And that's my thing.
And y'all, it's incredible. I have 3 pieces of Daniel's
but
in
I haven't
house.
Painted Matt naked yet. But he's going to be in my tarot deck.
Don't
obviously.
I didn't know that.
Oh. Well, there's like...
Am I going to be the page?
He thinks he's so young, it's cute. The page. No, bitch. You're going to be the emperor.
I like that. Yeah,
I'm actually the emperor. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm doing that. Angila's the empress.
I love that.
I know, but she wants to show her boob. And I was like, I've never seen it.
Oh, I love it. Yes, Gila.
That's my best friend.
There's also a little joke about that because I've known
only
Gila.
learned her name 6 years later.
I've known Gila for years. And I'm like, hey...
No, he called her Gila, he called her
Gila,
he called her Gila. I was like, okay, it's 4 letters. Anyway, what were we saying? Oh, people will reach out to me in my DMs and be like, will you paint this for me? And I'll be like, yeah, of course, like $400. And they go, oh, I didn't want to pay. People want art for free.
I know.
I get it. Like there's a time and a place. If you're, I'm not going to lie, like you're hot enough and you send me the right picture, you better believe I'm going to be like, I don't have time right now, but I'll put it in my file and do it, because but I'm the artist. I'm the creator, which means, we call God the creator. I'm the God of my artwork.
Yeah, you are.
You are the God of your artwork, right?
Yep.
You're the creator. That means you get to make the decisions. And if it means you're going to lose, someone wants to pay $500 for something that's $1,000, and you're not willing to take that because that work is worth more, you have to be okay with the fact that you're not going to make the $500. But you also have to be okay with the fact that you are standing by your work and staying true to what you know is true.
Yep.
And there was, in those days, $150 felt like, whoa.
Yeah.
The fact that I'm sitting here painting with Target paints at that point and someone just bought it for $150 was insane. But now, the answer is no. It's simply no, because I know that people have now purchased my work for more. And I'm getting better at what I do because I'm working hard at it and doing it every day almost and taking classes and stuff. And so my goal is to be able to charge $5,000. I mean, why the hell can't I?
And if y'all see his work, you'll understand how easily that could be the case soon, eventually. Give your handle again.
It's Robert Maurice Art. So at RobertMauriceart.
What's the significance with that name?
Well, my last name is Robaire, which is French for Robert, and my middle name is Maurice. So it's essentially just a twist on my name, but I want to, I'm also an actor, as you know, and I feel like, for me, it's important to keep my two passions separate for now.
Interesting.
I'm proud of what I do, and I have no problem sharing it, but essentially the idea is that I now have an Instagram page with 10,000 followers and about 300 paintings of cocks, balls, and assholes. And if a casting director wants to search my name on Google because he wants to put me on a show on Nickelodeon...
Despite the fact that most casting directors... I shouldn't say most.
Oh, some of them have reached out to me, for the record, FYI.
A lot of casting directors
you know who you are
gay men. Yeah,
literally,
that's how we've got most of our jobs.
They follow my art page, but not my acting page.
Right.
I'm like, oh, that's a problem. But anyway, the ultimate idea was just simply that if somebody pops my name into Google, Daniel Robaire, I wanted my IMDb page to come up, not my pictures of dicks.
Yep.
So that's why. I mean, I also have a page, I'll just plug it, at Daniel Robaire Paintings, and those are my G-rated paintings. So I do a lot of pet paintings.
He painted Porter for my birthday last year.
I did. I paint dogs, cats, all the things. And then, of course, clothed people as well are lovely.
And straights sometimes, if they have to.
to.
I don't know if y'all can tell, but we really don't like straight people.
No, that's not true.
We
need straight people to have secret sex with.
Yeah. Oh, my God. What else where do you see your art taking you?
Hopefully on vacation. Lots of vacations.
Yes.
I don't know, I see my art. I'm almost as surprised as everybody else was with this discovery. It really wasn't like, I've been holding this behind my back and now I'm releasing it into the world. It did not happen that way for me. It's still a shock. Every time I succeed with a painting and I finish at my desk and I look at it and I go, that's fucking awesome.
I did this.
Because I also like my work. So I look at it and I was like, it's beautiful. Like, I don't stop until it's beautiful. And I don't give it to someone until it's beautiful. I'll rip it up 4 times and start over until I think it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's my taste that people are buying.
Your dad is really creative as well. So was he like, when you discovered this, was he like, oh, that's my boy?
No, he decided to go out and buy some paints. I was like, okay, Dad, take it easy.
Oh, no.
You're old and you already have your shit together. No, my dad is an art director.
Has he used any of your work on set yet?
No, of course not.
Why? Of course not.
And he doesn't work on sets. He's a creative director, so he
half my artwork is from your dad, so I'm sure that
right, but from his house, not from his work.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, no, he's an art collector, my dad, and then he also is an art director, creative director for commercials, and look, there's no question that I grew up in a creative household. And the arts have always been a part of my life, but I never pursued painting or drawing or anything like that and until now. And honestly, it's just because I was given the gift of time and a little bit of an inspiration, I guess,
And you never went back to the restaurant?
No, I did not. I managed to, it's tough right now. But I'm sustaining myself. I still work in private events from time to time, and that's totally, I'm proud of that work. Yeah. I like doing that work much more than the consistency of the restaurant.
Yep.
And between my painting business that I've created and also the kids coaching business, I coach kid actors, as you know.
I do not coach kids.
I know, you coach adults. Well, again, that's my niche, but let's just say another Instagram page. Right. Because we got to make sure that those moms who search my fucking business aren't popping up on her husband's dick that he asked me to paint the day before.
Well, and you know that those moms would get off.
I know, but I don't need they need to first meet me and get my deal
and
before
not
they
see
go,
their closeted husband on your Instagram.
Yeah, and gay man is trying to coach my 9-year-old boy, and he's got pictures of dicks everywhere.
Right.
I don't need that. You got to be cautious. But anyway, the coaching business and the painting combined, along with the events from time to time, have created some sustenance for me a little bit. And I'm just trying to grow them all, honestly. I'd like to do a show with my paintings one day. I'd like to show my paintings.
And let's plug that real quick, because you have an event coming up.
I'm very, very excited. It'll be the first time I have my work on display anywhere, physically, like in person. So I'm going to be showing my work and selling my work at the Tom of Finland Arts and Culture Festival, which
is really
exciting. October 8th and 9th at Second Home in Hollywood.
It's so fucking, because that's a big event.
It is. It is. So I'm in the process of prepping a bunch of stuff. I'm trying to...
So you're taking stuff there to sell in person?
I'm going to have a table with all my stuff, yeah. And I've just, like, today I purchased a portfolio, which I've never had before, like a page turning, like where you slide the work in the pages. I'm in the process of printing some prints of work so that I can sell them at more affordable price points for people who don't want to spend $400 or $500 and still want some hot artwork in their apartments or to give as a gift.
And sometimes prints are even more impressive, A, because of accessibility, but also because you see that number like 15 of 25. And I love having pieces that have that number on there. I didn't even
consider the numbering thing. I just more was
you have to.
Yeah. No, you're right. Why not?
People love that shit. The stuff that I own of Trevor Wayne in Palm Springs
love Trevor Wayne.
Is just prints that have that number on there.
Yeah, so anyway, that's the plan. I have some greeting cards that I'm making. You know, I'm just trying to figure out, like, look, I truly love this. Like, I freaking love it.
I know you do.
So I just want to figure out, like, I finally figured something out. You know, that's how it feels.
That feels so good.
Because it was always like, how am I going to get out of the restaurant? And the answer was book a series.
Yeah.
There was no other option.
I know.
And at the end of the time at the restaurant, it was like, I have to figure something else out because I'm going to be 40 in 2023. You know what I'm saying?
What are we doing for your birthday?
My 40th?
Yeah. We're going somewhere, right?
Well, I haven't quite figured that out yet.
Should we go on a cruise?
Well, maybe. Well, we can discuss off.
We'll let y'all know.
Off camera.
We'll let y'all know.
Exactly. But for my 39th, which is coming up, I anticipate I will not do much of anything, and I'm going to just
save up for 40.
That's exactly where I was headed with that. I'm going to start saving now because I would like to go on a big trip for my 40th. But I have a...
Tell you what, like people in the gay community, there's a Peter Pan syndrome that is around us all the time. I have no qualm with getting older. I think it's also because, like, I don't know, this past year especially, I think I know 3 people who have died, and it's just like, whether it's from, OD or from suicide. And so, like, the older that we get, the more that I just feel like we are so lucky to have made it this far. Because as a kid, like, I didn't think I was going to grow up. Like, that's the whole shtick of that fucking movie Cognitive, you know? Like, so I love when you talk about, like, celebrating 40, because I cannot wait to turn 40. I'd like to have a few more, like, successes under my belt before I do.
No,
but I can't wait.
I'm with you on that. I mean, there's definitely a part of me that says, oh my God, I'm going to be 40.
Yeah.
Like, 40 feels old, seems old, because I remember when I was a kid, like when I put it into perspective and I say, like, when my grandmother died, I was, like, 9, and she was 66, which was very young. She had a heart attack. She smoked lots of cigarettes. And my mom, though, at that point was like 33 or something. That's 8 years younger than me. I'm 7 years younger than me now, right? But when that happened, my mother was an old lady. And my
right.
And to think that I'm older than she was then.
I know.
Then you start comparing yourself, which I don't like to do at all. But I go, wow, and she had 3 kids and this and a husband and this and that. And I'm like trying to go on one date that winds up on a second. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So in that regard, age gives me anxiety sometimes because I get worried that I'm not in the place I thought I would be or want to be. But
those social constructs can fuck you up, man.
Correct. And with a lot of therapy and connection to a greater good, to a bigger thing and creativity,
yes,
I'm able to, and like you said, death. I hate to say it, but for me as well, the last year has been full of a lot of illness and death for people. Yeah. Knock on wood, not me, thank God, and not anybody that's too close, but I've had a lot of people that I'm connected to get very ill or pass away, or my dog, as you know, died in January, and I have a couple friends with ill dogs or dead dogs since
Rest
then.
in power, Fiji.
His name was Doobie.
Doobie.
That's
Fiji's
so
the cat.
offensive. My cat is 17, and I'm going to make sure she listens to this. Anyway, but so the reality.
Why is he named Doobie?
Why was his name Doobie? Because he liked to smoke weed.
Just put that on record.
It was never off record, but okay. The truth is, he ate a joint once and got very sick, and I thought he was going to die. I thought he was having a heart attack. Turns out he was just high.
Porter ate a coffee bean one time, and
you have to add that there was weed in it.
No, there wasn't.
Oh, just a regular
coffee bean.
To get wired?
Oh, bouncing off the walls.
Oh no, Doobie, I remember ate half a joint, and I didn't know until I found the remaining half. And I held a treat up, and he jumped to get the treat, and then fell and landed on his side. And I was like, oh God, he's going to die. No, 12 years later, he died. But
Oh my God.
Anyway, to put a period at the end of that sentence, I do feel like there is some anxiety around aging, right? For me and you and whatever, us. But the truth is, when you look at it and you see, yes, you're right, we're so lucky to be alive still. And people that are at our age now are starting to, some very unlucky people are starting to realize things about their health and stuff like that. And so despite feeling very young still, and then also on the flip side, sometimes feeling weird about being old, the truth is we're here right now.
We're queer.
We're used to it. And we're like blessed with the ability and the time to be creatives.
Yes.
And that's something that a lot of people don't have.
Yep.
And have the desire but not the ability. Yep. So in that regard, I'm very lucky and very grateful.
Will and Grace is my bedtime show. It's what I watch to like wind down, just like let my brain escape. And in the past year, I had this shift. I used to watch it and look almost up to them aspirationally of like, oh my gosh, like when I get to be that age.
They're younger than us.
I know. That's so that's what's happened.
That's
and
exactly
now I watch and I'm like, oh my God, these people are so young. And I'm like, wait a minute. That would mean that I'm not.
Yeah. No, it's true. I mean, old, young, these are stupid words.
Yeah.
But there's no question, time does not stop moving ever.
Yeah. You're right.
And when somebody dies, it continues for everybody else.
Yeah.
And who knows what happens for the person who passes away. At this point, we all have our beliefs. I believe in something strong. Everybody seems to have their own idea. But it's the unknown that nobody will ever really know until they do.
Well, that said, if the divine were standing before you today, what would you say to them?
Oh, gosh. I would say thank you first.
That's boring.
And then I would ask to see his dick.
Love that answer. Yes.
I don't know. I those are both stupid answers.
Can I hate you?
Well, yeah, exactly. I'd be like, ask if 400 is reasonable.
It's like, have you seen the stained glass window down there in the fucking temple? Paint that.
No, what is it? If the divine were standing before me, I would ask for a game plan. I don't like the unknown. I've accepted it, but it makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So I would ask for a game plan, an outline of the rest of my life.
Let me ask you a question. I thought that was the end of the episode, but I have one more question.
Sure. 9 inches.
You heard it here. Tell your friends. Like, review, share. Because I'm very aware of how, growing up Christian, Jewish people were always like looked down upon for not believing the answer to what they were seeking in the Christ, in the Messiah. Right. What does it feel like when you see like how the alt-right or these neo-Nazi fuckers are trying to diminish what the Jewish experience is? Does it make sense?
It makes a lot of sense, but I don't know how this is going to sound, but it's upsetting. But again, I feel connected to Judaism on a traditional sense,
right?
And I feel very connected to a higher power, but not in a Jewish sense,
right?
Just in spirituality, and I think that's what people mean when they go, "I'm not religious, I'm spiritual," and we roll our eyes. But that's really what I mean. And so when I hear this stuff, I hate it, of course, because I don't believe it to be true, and I think it's bigoted and discriminatory. But I don't know that I feel so personally attacked, like. Say, for an example, any other culturally minority group, an African-American group might feel about the awful racism that is surrounding Black people right now, or Asian people when people were beating up Asian people because they brought COVID, quote, this stuff. Though that you feel hit hard. All of my Asian friends that month were up in arms, and rightfully so. I didn't feel the need to go and say, as a Jewish person, da-da-da-da-da. I say that's fucked up.
Yeah.
I say my Judaism and my tradition and my traditional upbringing that was based in Judaism has led me to believe that there's better in the world.
Yeah.
And that when I see that stuff, it makes me sick. But it's not coming from a place of religion. It's coming from a place of my heart, and spirituality. That's how I can explain it, I guess.
Yeah. I love that. That's a beautiful answer. Daniel, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
You're my third in-person interview because most of my interviewees are not in LA.
For the record, we're not wearing masks, but we both have 2 monkeypox vaccines.
Yes, and we have the proof to show it.
Oh my God, the bloody proof.
It's insane. But you know what? If that's my one sign of, I'd rather have that than
that everywhere?
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there was that time you had it all over your butthole.
That's not accurate.
He's like, and the interview ended 10 minutes ago.
But truly, I love you.
I love you
One
too.
of the signs of the existence of the divine in my life is bringing people like you into my life. And that's why I see like if there's a God, it's the fact that you were here. I mean that. I love you. I love your family. I feel so fortunate to call you a friend. So thank you for being here.
I feel the same way, and I agree with you.
So go keep painting penises. Y'all go check out Daniel's pages, Robert Maurice Art, and he will do commissions.
I will, and if you mention Matt's podcast, I'll give you a discount. How about that?
Yes.
And just throwing it out there because it does exist. I just haven't quite officially opened it. It is available though. I have a website, robertmauriceart.com.
Yes.
It just needs a little bit of work still. So
don't we all?
Don't judge. Yeah.
All right. I love you. We'll see you next time.
You too. Thank you so much.
And all the people say, gay men. Y'all, thanks for listening to another episode of the Fagnostic Podcast, hosted by me, Matt Hayes. Now, I want you to go check out our brand new site, fagnostic.com, and see what we're doing with the brand. I'm developing an online resource center for LGBTQ people looking to overcome or contribute to overcoming religious trauma. The podcast is now part of the greater Fagnostic network of resources, the book club, the playlist, the blog, the merch, the news articles, the artists, and so much more. So, if you know any queer or queer-friendly doctors, lawyers, specialists, preachers, volunteer opportunities, mentors, or anyone else that might be of service to a queer person escaping religion, send them my way. You can reach me at info@fagnostic.com. Now, please go subscribe, review, and share this podcast. And in the meantime, y'all have a blessed day, and peace be with all y'all.
Hi, Michael Spicer here. Matt Hayes forgot to put my name in the credits of his podcast as the composer, but I'm here to tell you that I wrote the music for his podcast. Whatever it's called, I don't know.